Hello everyone, welcome this afternoon to this virtual open day event. My name is Pauline Maskell and along with my colleagues Anne-Marie Grealish and Dipna Toohey, we'll be outlining the postgrad programmes that we offer here in the Department of Nursing and Midwifery in the University. The presentation will give a brief outline of the programmes on offer, and these programmes are also detailed on our webpage. So if you went to www.ul.ie Nursing and Midwifery Postgraduate, it would give you all the details of the programmes that we'll be outlining, and we'll be given those contact details again. So the Department of Nursing and Midwifery, our department is in the Health Sciences building, and we're based on the North Campus of the University of Limerick. And the campus in UL, it's widely known for its beauty, and the Living Bridge joins us to the main campus. So the Clinical Skills Lab room and the classrooms are housed in the Health Sciences building. So as students on the Nursing and Midwifery programmes, some of your classes will be in this building, but also, however, students do go to classes across the campus. So this gives you an opportunity to become familiar with all areas across the campus. Within the department, we actually offer an extensive range of programmes, and they attract students both locally from around Ireland and internationally as well. And the postgraduate programmes, they're structured so that basically they're focused to provide the opportunities and the supports that nurses and midwives need in order to develop expertise in particular specialities so that they can become safe, skilled, knowledgeable professional practitioners in nursing and midwifery. We take a blended learning approach to the delivery of our programmes, and what this means is that there's some face-to-face on campus days, and then we have some online learning where the student is able to access the course material at any time during the day or night, and then the face-to-face days. These are scheduled days that happen across 6 or 7 days across semesters. So the details of the dates are available well in advance of the programme. So this allows any students to have booked off duty in advance, so to make sure that they're able to be at the campus on the days. And the dates for the coming year are actually available on our website now. So any prospective students can look ahead and know when they're needed to be on campus for those days. A really crucial aspect of our programmes is the fact that they're relevant to clinical practice, because the students coming on our programmes, they're doing so that they can develop a particular expertise in a speciality. So we work in conjunction with our clinical service partners and specialist practitioner in our service areas. They have input as adjunct lecturers or as guest lecturers also into the specialist programme modules. So this increases the currency and the relevancy of these modules to practice. And the programme also has each programme has a clinical practicum. So what this is, it's a module where the students develop competencies related to their clinical practice that happens when they're in their clinical environment. So this builds the skills and the knowledge of the practitioner in that specialist area. We also provide academic support for our students. Each programme has a dedicated programme lead, and there's a course director for the programmes, and these are always on hand to answer questions. And because students are not on campus all of the time, we provide this support via phone, via email, or face-to-face days on the days that students are actually on campus. So as I said earlier, we have a variety of taught postgraduate programmes. We have specialist programmes, and then we have programmes that are more, say, like maybe generic, etc. For all of the specialist programmes, the student will be working in that particular area of specialism for the course of the programmes. And Anne-Marie in a few minutes will go through the requirements for that. We have specialists in dementia care, perioperative care, palliative care, psychosocial interventions, respiratory care, older persons. These are the specialist programs we offer. We offer a generic program, the MSc Nursing, and the MSc Perinatal Mental Health. So that's open to all registered nurses and midwives. We also have 2 new programs that are being developed, and these are going to be offered for the first time in September. And this is an MSc Advanced Practice in Nursing and an Advanced Practice in Midwifery. So these have just been granted approval, and they're suitable for nurses and midwives that wish to pursue an advanced practice or a clinical nurse advanced practice position. And full details of these programs are actually available on our website. The course details for the programme, all courses are considered full-time, but the student studies them part-time. And this is because, you know, their clinical practice is taken into account as well. So the MSc programmes run across 2 years, and the student exits with a level 9 master's qualification. However, you can exit after year 1 with a level 9 postgraduate diploma. So some students choose to do that. The advantages of studying at the University of Limerick, as I said, the blended learning approach is a very flexible approach to learning. So the majority of the students on our programme are working full time. So the blended nature of the programmes allows them to do that. They can access the course material at any time. If you go on to year 2, there's a supervised research project in year 2. So you get allocated a supervisor and you work in conjunction with that supervisor. There's a variety of assessment strategies across the programs, from essays to MCQs to small activities to OSCEs, which are clinical skill exams, etc., so that they suit all types of learners. There's excellent library facilities. Last year there was a big extension opened to the library in UL, and there's fantastic study and library facilities there. And also the university offers dedicated student supports, such as the Writing Centre. There's a student advisory system as well, so the supports that are required. So just to give you a flavour of what might the MS specialist programmes contain, they're run across semesters, so there's 2 semesters. In the first semester, in the specialist programmes, all students will take health research methods and methodology. It's a core module. And in semester 2, there's another core module which is looking at promoting quality and safety in healthcare. And as I said initially, all of the modules are geared towards developing expertise, and there's clinical relevance from that point. In the semester 1 in autumn, so the student would then do the related specialist module. So for example, if you were on the perioperative program, you would do the specialist module related to that. If you were on the respiratory program, the module related to that, and so on. And there's a clinical practicum module, which I mentioned earlier also, and this is the one that's related to the clinical practice. So the specialist programs require 1,100 hours of clinical practice, and the clinical competencies are developed on this. If the student goes on to year 2, if you see there the column to the right, there's a dissertation in year 2, which runs across the year 2. So there's 3 days on campus days in semester 1, where the student gets updated on research methodology, and then for the remainder of that year, it's supervision with the supervisor. That can be done on a face-to-face basis, or, you know, in a virtual basis using Skype, Zoom, etc. Because a lot of our students, as I said, would, you know, be from around the country. So in that year that there is no actual requirement to be on campus, you can do that from virtual supervision perspective. So those were the specialist programs. I also highlighted earlier that we have a generic program. So this is an MSc Nursing program. So this is a generic program. It doesn't have specialist content. So therefore, some of the requirements are slightly different. Students can come on this program not working in a specialist field. They can come on it when they're newly qualified. So if you've just registered as a nurse or a midwife, you can start this, whereas the specialist programs, you'll need some experience. So again, some of the core modules are the same. So these students will be in modules with students from the specialist programs as well. A core module on research methodology and promoting quality and safety in semester 2. And then there's a choice that the student can take elective modules. There's a choice of 8 or 9. So there's a broad variety, and they can take any of the modules available at specialist level. So there's a huge variety of modules that the students can take to fit with their own needs and requirements. And the year 2 portion of the MSc Nursing content is exactly the same as I've just explained from the generic module that was earlier on, from the specialist programs earlier on. And I'm going to hand over now to Anne-Marie, and she's going to talk about the perinatal mental health.
Yep. Okay. Yes. So the MSc in Perinatal Mental Health is the only program in Ireland, and we welcome applications from all fields. So we get a lot of public health nurses, midwives, mental health nurses onto this program. And as Pauline's highlighted there, the health research methods, the methodology, these are just the similar modules that you do in year 1 Autumn 1. And then these are your specialised modules that you do on the perinatal, the leading and managing practice and supporting perinatal mental health. And in the spring, then you do the promoting quality, which is another core module that you do with the other specialist master's program. And then your own then specialist modules, which is the therapeutic engagement. This is the one that I lead, and it's very much focused on upskilling you in cognitive behaviour therapy skills, and also with the perinatal bereavement and loss. And Pauline has highlighted it's very similar to the year 2, where you have your dissertation, the 9 credits and dissertation 2, and you will be working very closely with your supervisor on this. Now, the entry requirements to all of our master's programs here at UL. So you need to be a registered nurse on the current register of the NMBI. You need to be engaged in practice as a registered nurse for at least 1 year. And students would normally possess a primary degree, a minimum of 2nd class honours, or show an evidence of recognised prior learning as outlined in the policy at UL here. Students are required to be working in their specialised fields of the duration of the programme. Excuse me, and all master's programs are offered at a full-time program but taken on a part-time basis over 2 years with the option of an exit award on completion of year 1. So that means if you don't want to go and progress to do your thesis in year 2, you'll end up with a postgraduate diploma after year 1. Students can also opt to progress to year 2 for the MSc award, having attained a minimum of QCA of 2 at the end of year 1. And applicants whose first language is not English must provide evidence of either prior successful completion of degree, qualification, thought programme through the medium of English, or meet the criteria identified in the English language qualification here at the University of Limerick. Now, there are 2 routes for the applicants. So for those applicants who've got a primary degree, this is an online process, and you answer the questions as you're submitting your application, but you must ensure that you include the following documents when you are applying online. So you need the full degree transcript and certificate awards, including your English translation if applicable, English language qualification taken the last 2 years if English is not your first language. You also need to include your Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland, your current registration certificate, and all specialist masters require clinical practice environment self-assessment audit declaration. And you also need a copy of your birth certificate or passport. For route 2, this is for applicants who do not have a primary degree. So this is applying it through the route of prior learning route. And again, we have loads of information on this on our website. And this is, again, an online process, and you answer the questions online, and then you upload the following information, similar to route 1. And this includes a copy of your birth certificate or passport, a copy of your NMBI registration certificate. You need to include a 1,000-word type recognised prior learning statement, copies of all certificates or diplomas as part of your prior learning to date. And as I said, all the instructions are on our website. We also run a program called Certificate in Nursing and Nurse Prescribing. This is a level 8 program. Entry requirements again available on our UL website, our department. It's a 6-month program, and we run it runs a spring and summer semesters. Next intake is September 2021, and the closing date is not till November, and they just need to confirm what the closing date for this. Again, it's a blended delivery, and includes theory and practice modules with medical supervision, and this also then leads to your registration with an MBI as a registered nurse prescriber or registered midwife prescriber. We also run the professional doctorate in healthcare practice, and this is at a thought level 10, and it's 270 credits. This post-professional doctorate will facilitate students to develop advanced skills in designing and conducting research and practice-based inquiry relevant to their own area of practice. Open to a wide range of health and social care professionals who had an active interest in practice-based research and professional practice issues. And the modules then again are delivered via blended learning. So workshop days are scheduled in the first 2 years across semesters as follows. So semester 1, autumn year 1, you're in for 7 days. Semester 2, spring year 1, you're in for 4 days, and semester 4, autumn year 2, 4 days. So the exact days and dates will depend on the college calendar, and addition to total and research supervision days will be arranged throughout the year programme, and you will be meeting regularly with your individual supervisory teams. And this is the structure, the programs, and the modules that are run, that they do in the professional doctorate. I won't go through them, but you'll be able to read them, what they cover in semester 1, 2 and 3 for year 1, 2 and 3. They're very self-explanatory, and all this information is on our website. Now, the interview qualifications, applicants must have a master's level 9 in FQ or other internationally recognised equivalent in a relevant or appropriate subject or equivalent prior learning that is recognised by the university meeting this requirement. Applicants must also satisfy the English language requirements of the university, and also they need to hold a recognised health-related professional qualification and current professional registration with the relevant regulatory professional body. And again, loads of information on this website. The department also here at UL offers a number of continuous professional education modules, and this up to 2 modules of study without enrolling on a full programme, and enrolment occurs at each August-September. And these are really useful for students who are out of academia for a while, or you're in your professional practice. So for example, we get a lot of midwives who would like to update their skills on mental health, so they might do the module that I run, therapeutic engagement. So if students subsequently register for a postgraduate programme of which these modules are part of is successful passed as a CPE modules, they may apply to the university for exemptions for the completed modules and carry grades forward. And full details again of the modules available as a CPE available on website. So the advantages of studying here at UL in our department and the postgraduate at UL, 13 days attendance only year 1. So it's very easy. You'll get these dates in advance and you can book them, and because we know that a lot of year work, so you can ensure that these 13 days are protected, that you can attend a college. Thesis only in year 2, a blended learning to support student learning, a variety of assessment strategy to suit adult learnings, excellent library facilities here at UL, and we also have a dedicated student support. So if you're struggling or need help with your writing, with IT support, blended learning, or any other variety, there is a dedicated student support to help you with this. And as Paulina highlighted earlier, any queries at all that you have about our postgraduate programs, just email us on nm@ul.ie, or you can also log on to our department website, ul.ie/nm postgraduate. Thank you for listening.